Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here, we are able to successfully get all the tower group related permission, right? Here we successfully load it. Now before insert this data, I want to do, cause here we have to actually selected some of the role and all that are role related permission. Now we can able to insert it. Okay, here we have to actually done this type of one of the job. So before you store this data, I want to do when I want to use little bit JavaScript, like that is our all permission. Here when you select it, all that our permission will be auto selected at a time. Okay, and also when you unselect it, then that will be all unselected at a time. So how to do this work? For doing this, that is one of the permission all. That means right now there is simple thing I want to complete. Like if you go, that is our role permission, and you can see that is one of the for as a check default, right? That is also as a check default. So here I want to change that our ID. I want to use it as a as a main. Okay, main. Great. I want to use the different type of ID. That is for. Also I want to change it as a check default main. I want to create one of the that will be needed, one of the ID. I want to create another new script. Okay, here in particular it's the same page. I want to use one of the script. So that is one of the JavaScript. I want to use it. Okay, here only we have to do, I take our ID first. So if you want to take that ID, I have named that. If you want to access it with the hash, we have to access it. I name it as a check default main, right? And here that will be one of the click events. I want to use it as a click. That will be as a click, and click area I want to pass that one of the function. Okay, here I want to simply pass one of the function. Great. So function will be which one? Here if you go, that is one of the checkbox, right? Here that is one of the checkbox. So you can see there is a type as a checkbox type. So checkbox types area here, that is also one of the default class as a checked. Right? When that will be as a check, that means that will be as a selected. When that will be as a unchecked, that will be as a unselected. When that will be as a check, then that will be as a selected. Right? Here if you also want to compare it, like here you can see that is actually already checked. Like if you select it, if you go, now you can see that is one of the ID, and you can see that is one of the class as a checked. When that will be as a check, then you can see it's actually right now as a checked, right? So by this we can actually add one of the condition. So I want to do here after that function. Okay, here I want to put one of the if condition. So that will be one of the if condition. If condition area, here I want to access it with the dollar, and then that will be our this function I want to call. And then here there is also another function as is when that will be get. When that will be get as a checked. Okay, so that will be the checked, checked. When that will be get as a checked, and then here I want to simply run as a dollar sign, and then that will be one of the input field area, right? So here I want to use it as input. So that will be the input, and then that is a type, that is our which type. If you go, our input type will be, here you can see that is the input, and our type will be as a checkbox type, right? So I want to do, I simply pass on the boolean result. So when that is a type, and type will be as a checked. Okay, that means checkbox. Great. And then in our props area, okay, here into the props, prop. Okay, that is all be as a props, and into the props area here, that is one of the name, that is this in here I have already take it as a checked. So then this checked will be as a true. Okay, then that will be as a true, one of the boolean as a true, else it will be as a false. Okay, here then that will be as else it will be the same condition. Better I copy it, and here I paste it. Our input, our type will be as a checkbox, and here into the props area, then checked will be as a false. Okay, false. So now with this it will be work perfectly. Okay, so now that should be work. Simple one of the JavaScript, and also make that sure you load that jQuery. You can see jQuery means JS is already in here. Now that should be work. Now click as a save all, and now if you go, I want to refresh it. Let's check this out. Right now all that is unselected. Now if you select it, you can see all that as a selected. That means that is all that as a checked. And if you unchecked it, yes, at a time that is unselected. Great. And also I want to do all that our name that should be started with the capitalize. Okay, then that will actually look at it. So if you want to do this work here, all that our input field, if you go here, you can see that is on the class as a from check. Okay, that is on the class as a from check, and also here you can see there is a form check. Now I want to use one of the CSS in here, then that will be better. After that, okay, after that I want to add one of the style sheet. So there is a style will be our class name as a form check. Okay, form check, that is will be comes from to the level. So there is a form check level, and form check level area I want to make it as a text. Sorry, that will be as a text, and text transform will be as a capitalize. Okay, that means our first character will be as a capital. Now to update, click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, you can see now that is all that our first character as a capital. Great. So now that is very locative, right? Now that is very locative. So now friend, we have to insert this data. That means from here you select some of the role, and a specific this role area, now you can actually assign some of the permission. Okay, so how to do this work, better want to continue this process. In our next video I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.